What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and today I have a couple exciting things to talk about. The first thing is this February update broadcast. So, greetings, ages. This is CM Fragment Marvel Future Fight. It's time to find out about the main contents of the upcoming February update. Damn right, we're real curious to see what you guys are going to do for us. Be sure to join the February update broadcast through YouTube and Facebook if you're interested in the latest news of Marvel Future Fight. You can also earn rewards by filling in information through a link that will be shared on the broadcast page. Be sure to check the schedule. So hopefully some people will get some good rewards. That would be nice. And then the update stream will be pre-recorded, of course, due to the pandemic that's going on in the world. The link may not be properly be available right after the end of the broadcast. Please wait for some of the time if the link is not available for you. And then we got the broadcast schedule. For me, this is going to be about 6 a.m. in the morning. I will probably stream this actually on YouTube for all of you in case you want to join me. This will be about 6 a.m. GMT plus 7 time, which is Vietnamese time, where I live currently. And then we have the key art. And looky, looky, looky. So we knew Gambit was coming. But say what? Cable? A young Cable? What? Wow. This really caught me off guard big time. When I saw this, I thought, a young Cable? Okay, this is very interesting, man. So here's what I'm predicting already. Before we even go into this update, this guy's going to get a tier 3. Because, guys, what do we always say? In all these videos, we say the same thing. Characters are just not as relevant for a lot of players if you can't fight against Null. This is Marvel Null fight, right? It is. So I'm predicting Cable's going to get a tier 3. They're not going to give him no awakened skill. This guy's already getting it. I bet you money he'll get a tier 3. You watch. You watch. I'm calling it right now. We will see. We will see. I could be wrong, but I think it's coming. I think it's about time it's going to happen. And then you get the broadcast rewards and so on and so on. And they tell you how to queue up all of this, which is great. Unfortunately, still a lot of dislikes. People don't seem to be very happy. Personally, I'm going to wait till the update to see what actually happens with Timeline, with Alliance Conquest, with all the changes they're wanting to do. I mean, let's see. Give it a chance and let's see. I'm, try to be optimistic instead of being, upset. I understand the being angry. I get it. But the game really has been going in a more positive direction lately. It's not perfect. There's still things that need to be fixed. But slowly but surely, we are getting some things addressed, which is always great. Now let's talk about the other goodness. Null. I thought I'd combine these two videos instead of making two separate videos because I actually got Null finally, his freaking potential raised. And I got him up to level 70, cost a freaking arm and a leg. Pretty much tore me apart as far as my resources. But I gotta tell you guys, good lord. I played him against Null, and which I will show you. And whoa. He is stupid. Stupid. And with his leadership, he has almost 49,000 physical attack, which is crazy. He has max attack speed, 33 crit rate, almost max critical damage, max ignore defense, and max skill cooldown. And as far as the Urus, I have all mythic physical attack Urus on them, and then these other Urus are just 4-star, 5-star, and that's really because my critical damage is almost maxed out. Once I take these up a little bit, I could get max critical damage. It wouldn't really make that much of a difference since it's only like a little over 1%, almost 2%, but it would help a little bit. I really don't need anything here because he's already getting max critical rate from his fist skill. So I don't really need to put anything there. And I only leveled up the first and last gear at 25. The last gear because I wanted to get this blue stat. I needed to max out that ignored defense. And I wanted the first one because it gives us that extra physical attack and the critical attack and, of course, in the all attack. The second one does give you the dodge. So if you have a rage, that'll probably come in pretty handy. And this one here does give you the critical damage. However, you can see I do have critical damage maxed out. And because of his passive, the HP is important, but Null is really a PvE character. So that's why I opted to go with this. Plus, look, guys, it drained me. So I'm really just trying to conserve resources. You got to use CCF to level up these damn gears, and I honestly can't stand that. So I just leveled up the first and last gear, really mainly for that reason. And then it's, of course, we've talked about this guy. We talked about this, 30% increase of all attack, all the paralysis, which doesn't work against himself. We talked about how he has lots of CC, how he has the ignore iframe, which I haven't even tested this guy in PvP because really all the feedback I'm getting just isn't the most positive, especially since his PvP skills on a 15-second cooldown, similar to Ghost Rider. But you do have the silence and the paralysis. The force skill gives you the damage accumulation, of course. And of course, you get the paralysis once again. And he's got the insane damage accumulation with the plus 1%. And then the fist skill gives him the all attack by 35% and the crit rate buff by 45%. So you only need 30% crit rate to max it out. This is on a 12-second cooldown, on a 9-second cooldown on the skill. So you're always going to have max critical rate. And then you get the insane heal, the invincibility, and so on. And the passive, of course, is the insane HP passive where he gets down to 1-1 and he can stay alive for 6 seconds, and then he gets a massive recovery by 75% of max HP. It's just nuts. Oh, and then his leadership, of course, the 60% increase of all attack, which just buffs himself. Man, this guy is totally crazy. I went over the rotations before. We'll go over it again, but it's pretty simple. I mean, when you hit the fifth skill, you don't get the fifth skill when you immediately cancel it. You don't get it. You only get the invincibility, and I've talked about this before. When you're doing the rotation with Null, you really need, and you're playing with a CTP of energy, or you're playing with a damage proc. If you're playing with a rage, then I just let the 5 completely engage, get the attack buff, and so on. But if you're not playing with a rage and you're playing with a proc, you want to hit the fifth skill, get your invincibility, cancel on the 4. As soon as the clones come out, then hit the 2, and put your damage proc on that second skill. And as long as you don't move, because you can't move away from this, as long as you don't move, this skill will keep going. So when the proc engages, you just let the skill play out during that proc. And then when you have 1 second left on the proc, go ahead and hit the 3 and the 1 to help charge up your tier 3. And you'll do that again. Now, the tier 3 does have invincibility. So what I try to do, and it doesn't always work out, because of the way procs are timed. But what I try to do is I try to use the fifth skill attack buff afterwards. So say the tier 3 is ready to go. I'll hit the 4, get the clones come out, and then I'll hit the tier 3. And if he slashes, then I'll hit the 2 skill. But if the proc engages early, I'll just let the tier 3 play out. And then when there's about a second left on the proc, I'll go ahead and hit the 5th skill, get my attack buff, and then try to go back into the 4-2 or just back into the 2. It's really not that difficult, honestly, when you watch it. But here's the thing to keep in mind, guys. When you see this run, we're going to be doing this with a proc, and we will not be getting this attack buff a lot of the time. We're not going to be getting it because I can't. If I try to let that thing engage, it will trigger the proc, and you just won't do as much damage. You want the 4 and the 2 combined to do all that damage all at once while the proc is engaged, and you just want this fifth skill to get that invincibility. If you try to let that thing engage, it will trigger the proc. We do have a fully awakened Power of Angry Hawk set, and then we are rocking a CTP of energy. And this thing is absolutely insane because he does a lot of damn hits, and with the chain hit damage, that's just multiplying the damage something fierce. I mean, when you got that symbiote invasion rising up, and you're just like a machine gun going off, more or less. It doesn't look like a machine gun, it doesn't give the effect of a machine gun, but you get what I mean. You're doing tons and tons of hits, which really synergizes very well with the chain hit damage. And then, of course, no uniform. So let's jump into the action and let's rock and roll. So this is stage 9, and this is the farthest I can go right now against Knull. And we are using Mystique and Valkyrie for the extra damage to supervillains. I mean, it is stage 9. Now you see I hit the 5, cancel into the 4, get the clones come out, and then go in the 2. Look at the damage this guy's doing. Look at this. This is on his active skills. This isn't even with the tier 3. Now the tier 3 is going to apply. The proc engaged before he slammed down the Necrosword, so we didn't go in the 2. Okay, so then we got caught in the semi-invasion. And with Knull, you just don't have to worry about really much of anything. Because of his passive with the heal, he has such insane survivability. I mean, you can afford to get dropped down to 0 health or 1 health and still stay alive. That is nuts. Now there you saw me hit the 4, get the clones out, and then I hit the tier 3, and then I'm going to hit the 5th skill, get the buff, and then go into the 2. And I really, if I could have threw in that 4, it would have been a little bit better. But it's really difficult sometimes. If I would hit the 4, it might have triggered the proc early before I hit the second skill. So that's, I sometimes, you might want to push, you might want to play it safe, but good Lord, look at this guy's damage. Look at him. And there you see me hit the 4 again, then the tier 3, we hit the slash, and then we go into the second skill. Now look at this. Look at it. Boom, 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 boom. Melted. Melted. In less than a minute, 20 seconds, the first phase of stage 9. Using a proc. Using a proc. I know it's a CTP of energy, but still. It is crazy. And there I got to slam the second skill down, and then I went into the tier 3. And either way, whether you do the tier 3 first, you slap the Necrosword down and then go in the second skill, or you can get the second skill in first and then use your tier 3, the damage is going to be insane either way. I mean, look at him go. Now, I did have to switch because I don't want to trigger my passive. I don't want to trigger it. I want to save it for the very end of the fight. We want to make sure we want to keep our health fairly well. That way, at the end of the fight, we can just attack Knull when he rises up with all the symbiotes around him and do damage to him before he goes into the face after Knull slams down, after Thor slams down Mjolnir. Here we go. Come on. So I am playing a little bit safe, but not really too much. You can play very, very aggressive with Knull, which is awesome. Come on, buddy. You're going down. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It's just nuts. It's just nuts. Oh, I love it so much. And this was easy. I mean, this was one time, guys. I tried this one time, and I was able to do this. I thought it was going to be more difficult, but nope. Nope. It was pretty easy, honestly. Oh, come on, come on, come on. I mean, Knull can die. If you trigger that passive early on in the fight, he can definitely die. But if you play with just a little bit of carefulness, you're going to be fine. It's really pretty easy. And there my proc didn't trigger where we wanted it to trigger, unfortunately. But that's alright. And something else that's nice is on his regular skills, he just does insane damage. It doesn't matter if you're doing the tier 3 or if it's just his skills. The damage is just crazy on this guy. Now there I didn't want to use my tier 3 because I'm saving it. Oh, look at that. Man, he just wipes off, 5-6 bars at stage 9. It's crazy. And plus just having the buffing leadership just helps so much. There you saw me hit the 5 to get the invincibility really quick. That way the 4 wouldn't get canceled out, or that way we could go into our 4. And look, and there we triggered our HP passive proc, right? And that's why I wanted to save it. Now we're going to go into the 5-4-2 again. Let's go. Look at him go. Look at him go. Look at him go. Knull versus Knull. You're the weak version, Heifer. I shouldn't say Heifer, actually. Now, the proc actually triggered where we didn't want it to trigger, triggered in the wrong skill, but that's all right. Look at that. Less than 4 minutes clear against stage 9 with a CTP of energy. So, wow. All I can say is Knull is absolutely insane. Oh my God. And if you guys want to see more Knull videos, let me know. I will queue it up for you. And I will be streaming the live stream so we can see what all entails. See if I'm right about Cable getting that tier 3. I'm pretty much predicting it. And what all entails in this next update. So let me know how y'all feeling about the upcoming live stream and Knull. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one.